Nation. Now is the time.
Holy moly! Man, woman, and child did that. Put them in the aisle.
Touchdown, Nebraska.
Does he have enough? Is it long enough?
It's going to be tipped. It's caught. How many tackles can one man break? He's to the 20. He's to the 10. He's all the way.
Totally unbelievable. It's game day in Lincoln, America. And this is the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show.
Check this out.
The A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show is powered by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel.
Come on.
Get up and get loud, Husker fans. The A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show starts now.
Two and a half hours until kickoff in Lincoln, Nebraska, Memorial Stadium, 6:30, Nebraska, Colorado, game two. Both teams enter at 1-0. I am Jake Sorensen. He is Steve Sipple. This is our opening segment of the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show live from 1040 O Street. A1 Automotive, always honest answers, 11th and L. By the way, again, we're at 10th, 11th and O here in Lincoln. Sip, good afternoon, not good morning.
Yeah, good afternoon.
By the way, we have some special guests in here today.
Who are these people?
I believe one of them, I've been told, is a very, very recent, as in 2 days ago, Hall of Famer in Columbus High School. Am I correct
Yes,
in that?
Columbus High School.
I'll let you introduce the guests. Who do we have here, Sip?
Yeah, I better introduce these people. It's Martin Bruce Sipple.
We know that. Hey, Marty, as of Friday, we did not know your middle name.
It's not true necessarily.
It was unclear to the people what your middle name was, including your brother, Steve Sipple, sitting to your right.
I just said Martin B, and I said I'm pretty sure it's Bruce. Anywho, this is Martin Sipple and his lovely wife Angie from Tallahassee.
That's right.
They're here
in town from Florida, where it's off to a rough start for Tallahassee. 0-2 for the Seminoles. We know that you might know Mike Norvell a little bit, but
so where does he live from you?
He lives right down the street. We don't see him very much, though.
Right.
Especially right now.
Right. He's hiding right now.
Yeah, he lives right. Does he live right around the corner? Is that what I remember?
He's on the better side of the tracks.
This is. Yeah, right.
He does. No, he lives about, I'd say about
half
5
a mile.
blocks.
Yeah. So we have special guests, very special. And Marty is a huge Husker fan. Angie is. How would you characterize yourself, Angie?
Born and raised in Tallahassee, so a FSU fan, but then I went to SMU.
SMU, that's right.
I was there during the glory days, right before the death penalty. Yeah.
Well, that was better times before horrible times at SMU. Yeah, there were some good times. No, they're not good for a while.
They had a rough outing last night, unfortunately.
They went down.
They went down.
Lost to BYU.
SMU went down to BYU.
They did.
Yeah.
As big favorites, SMU. SMU's had a rough start. They barely beat Nevada in the first game. Then they win last night. They lose to BYU last night. So rough start. We're hoping Nebraska avoids those rough starts. FSU, luckily, does not play this week. You don't have to lose a game this weekend. You're off. It's a bye week. You can't lose the bye.
Yeah, and look at this day right now. I mean, we've been anticipating this game for a long time. And here we are, and it's 75 degrees.
It's perfect outside.
Yeah, it's just like no wind. Yeah. It's not always like this, but it's like this today. And so this is amazing. It's an amazing day. It's great to have you guys in town.
Well, and I'll say this: 2.5 hours before kickoff in Tallahassee does not look like 2.5 hours before kickoff.
What if it's against Miami, though? A rivalry game.
A rivalry game might be a little more.
Yeah,
Okay.
But this is This is pretty impressive.
This is impressive.
Yeah.
Well, I was
thank
walking.
you,
guys.
I got out about 2:00 today. I went down to a tailgate in right by the Hyatt Hotel in the Haymarket. Again, just packed to the brim down there. It's a beautiful sight. All the red. I'm wearing a black shirt. If you haven't seen it yesterday,
What's it say, Jay?
This is not a Colorado shirt. It says, I'm gonna stand up real quick. This says, "Not today, right? Not today."
I was hoping he would do that.
Not today.
There it was.
Not ever. Never again, Ralphie. You've had your time in the sun, and now it's our time in the sun.
Yeah, they had their time in the sun the last 3 games.
They
right?
have, yeah. And each of those 3 games, Nebraska at one point felt they had a chance to win. Let's revisit those real quickly.
Let's do that.
2018, Nebraska has the first game of the season rained out by lightning. That's Scott Frost's first game. The Akron game canceled, so they play Colorado for their first game the next week. Martinez has a great start.
Yep.
He gets hurt early fourth quarter. Tristan Jebby has left the team to go somewhere else. So now you're under your third string quarterback in Andrew Bunch. Colorado wins the game because of ineffective quarterback play. Defense fell apart. 0-1. The next year, Nebraska ranked preseason after being 4-8 the first year of Scott Frost.
Right.
They have a very average game against South Alabama, 35-21. Nebraska wins.
Yeah.
They go out to Boulder, 17-0 Nebraska at halftime. It is glorious.
Yeah.
Sip saw me in the press box before the game. I was feeling very good before the game.
Extremely good, if you know what I mean.
I was in a good state of mind. I was
very festive.
partly there, partly not.
It was very festive. Festive.
Then Nebraska gives a 96-yard flea flicker from Montez. I forget who the receiver was.
Right.
Nebraska blows the game, goes to overtime. You're down to your backup kicker. Isaac Armstrong misses it, and Colorado wins. Last year, Nebraska was in the game mid-third quarter. Offense ineffective. Lots of turnovers by Jeff Sims. Yes, Jeff Sims is no longer here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dam broke with a turnover late, deep in your own possession, your territory. The Buffaloes win 36-14, and it was just hell on earth. Mm-hmm. We don't want hell on earth today for Nebraska. It's time for things to change.
And I think there's a way to do it. There's a common sense way to do it. And I think that's what we'll see today, guys, which is it means Nebraska lining up on offense and just trying to hammer them.
Yep.
I think you'll see. Okay, so last week, you guys, you remember Dante Dowdell, really strong in the first quarter, fumbled it in the early in the second, didn't see him again. You're going to see a lot of him as long as he hangs onto the ball. I think you'll see a lot of him today.
Yes, and let me interject.
Wow,
Marty's got some thoughts. I like this.
Marty's a bit of a natural here.
We brought the Hall of Famers for a reason here, Steve.
Well, yeah, the Hall of Famers is what we're going to call
because I think I've been saying this all week that Travis Hunter will be assigned to shut down Naylor. And so the Nebraska Naylor, yeah. And so the Nebraska crew is going to have to find alternative targets to Naylor.
Okay. Well, here's the good news, Marty. They have them. They have them. Jamal Banks had the touchdown before halftime was great last week. Thomas Bodoni still is a weapon. Didn't do much the first game. Carter Nelson could be utilized today, possibly. We saw him in the second half. Had a couple big plays.
Yeah, good point.
Don't forget, we didn't see Jalen Lloyd at all last week, really, did we?
No, a little bit, but
he's got potential.
I don't know. I think he was targeted once or twice.
That's it. So, Nebraska's got dudes. They got some guys that can, if they really try to shut down Nayor, Nebraska, I believe, is prepared for that if it comes to that.
I'm going back to the running game.
Yes.
I mean, I just think what the avenue, the common sense way to approach this is for that veteran Nebraska offensive line to line up and hammer them. And hammer them with your 6'2", 235-pound back. And your other backs are good too. And, and I think that's the way to do it. Colorado last year was last in the country in run defense by a long way. They don't look that much better this year. It just seems like common sense. Angie, are you down with all this?
Oh, yeah.
Are you just kind of letting the men take over now? Is this where the men take over?
I'm watching and learning.
She's live radio, just taking it all in.
Yeah, well, watch me and learn. That's what most people do.
By the way, if you want to show Marty and Angie that we're having a good time here, please text us your listing 402-464-5685. On YouTube, I see Phil, I see Tommy, I see Tyler, I see Jeff. We got people active here today, but we'll do a roll call in front on a Saturday. Yeah. Quick one. Just let us know if you're out there.
Quick one.
We'd appreciate that. 402-464-5685. But going back to the running back, Sip, I mean, yes, you want Dell to be the guy that gets the majority of the toes, but they saw last week that Emmett Johnson is capable.
Oh, yes.
We saw that Ramir Johnson is capable.
Oh, yes.
Also, Gabe Irvin.
They
2
got
touchdowns. They're capable. Where the Buffalo's out on the ground.
Yeah, they have a good crew. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that it's only Dowdell, but I think it will be Dowdell the majority of the time. And now watch Ramir Johnson. I mean, if there's man to man, if Colorado's in man to man, I think you could see Ramir Johnson make some plays in the passing game that we haven't seen in a while. Remember the Michigan game back in the
I do
2021?
I think yes. Ramir had a big touchdown in that game.
Right.
The wheel route.
Yeah, he's a very gifted pass catcher as a running back.
And we've been on the
let Marty interject.
We've been on this.
I do too.
We've been on the air for several minutes now. We have not mentioned the name Dylan Rayola
or Stuart Sanders. No, you're right.
Yeah,
it's interesting, and I think Marty, some of that is, I think there's a lot of trust in him. Jakey, is that your perception?
Yes, this is a guy making his second career start.
Yeah,
Raiola, 40-7 Nebraska last week. He didn't make mistakes. We're so used to, sadly, Nebraska quarterbacks fumbling the ball, making crippling picks. Again, I mentioned the game last year. That was Nebraska killed themselves with dropped snaps.
Yes.
Several.
Yeah, drop snaps.
Terrible interceptions at bad times.
Right.
They had a chance to win that game, even though the score was lopsided. It wasn't that the whole way through.
Right.
If Dylan just does not make the dumb throw and doesn't get strip sacked, that changes everything.
It does.
He doesn't have to be superhuman today.
Right, especially for running games.
Exactly.
And remember, if you guys remember last year during the second quarter of that game, Nebraska started getting downhill. And I felt good about what I was seeing. And then the implosion happened. So this time you could see maybe it just going like this. They're getting downhill first quarter, second quarter, but there's no implosion. There's no.
Do we have to have?
There's no rash of turnovers. There's no odd things happening. And then on the other side of it too, you're at home. When it happened last year at Colorado, that place, guys, I've been covering games away for 30 years. I haven't seen an environment like that. Now Colorado's coming to. I'm going to say it in a weird way.
Please
now Colorado's coming to Nebraska's lair.
And by the way, for Bill, let's dance. Let's dance, Colorado.
Bill are here. Bill Bush is our third part of the three-legged stool, and he would have loved to meet you guys.
He would. He'd be honored. He'd say the Hall of Famers in our presence. Marty Sipple's in the building.
Wow.
Marty Sipple's here.
Yeah.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Angie's brother.
Okay.
Who's a big Georgia dog.
Well,
and he says,
and they're pretty good.
He says they're number one till somebody beats them.
Oh, I don't disagree. Although there's some UT fans that would maybe disagree.
Exactly.
You saw what UT did today.
Fans, yeah.
Angie, you have kids that went there.
Yeah. Son and daughter. We had a son at the game today.
Really?
In Michigan.
Yeah, he was at Michigan.
Well, boy, that was a blow.
In the big house. Yeah.
Bennett made it to Michigan.
He made it to Michigan.
Well, Quinn Ewers was quite the quarterback today. That was a blowout in Ann Arbor. Michigan had a not a surprising loss.
Yeah.
You thought they'd lose the game and lose by maybe 14 plus. Well, they got hammered. Quinn Ewers looked good.
Yeah.
And you know what? They have so many injuries at running back. You wouldn't know. Those guys tore them up on the ground.
No,
the O-line is good finally to Texas. Finally good.
Oh, and the defense. Remember the defense last year for Texas was I think it was third nationally against the run, but 116th against the pass. Sarkisian shored that up. Now their defense looks real. I mean, really real. Oh, Texas is, come on, they're going to be there. What we've learned this year, I mean, two of the things that we've really learned early in the college football season is today we learned that Texas is going to be in the hunt.
Yeah, they're good.
And we learned FSU's not. I mean, we I'm sorry, Angie. Just it happened so quick to FSU.
I'm telling you, the fans are spiraling in Tallahassee.
What's it like?
They are.
Go ahead.
Depressed. I think depressing.
Well, and because it was all sunshine and roses coming out of fall camp. Oh, we got the best defensive front in the country. We got this DJU, who's a great transfer.
Yeah,
Sip calls ukulele, by the way. It's like DJ ukulele is Sip's way to say that last name.
We just kept hearing they were going to be better than last year.
Right. And here's what happens in college football: the games get played, and then it gets really interesting. And it's already the season's already really interesting. Now, a Nebraska win, think about what it would do to this community.
Well, stop there. Okay. Maybe it's because I had a couple beers before this, but I thought I had a moment of euphoria at the tailgate. I labeled this game as a description for Nebraska. You see if you hate this or not. Today is the gateway to opportunity for Nebraska football. I say it because Nebraska has had so many times to get this monkey off their back of big time win. This is not an overly tough team. Colorado is a good team. They're not ranked. They went 4-8 last year. This is a game that if you have things going the right direction, you should win. You can win. And again, this is not number one team coming in the country. This is a unranked Buffaloes team. If Nebraska wins, we talk about next week, Northern Iowa. Then you have Illinois on a Friday night. Then you're at Purdue. Then you're home against Rutgers. Then you're home at Indiana. You have to prove that you can win a game that you're supposed to when a lot of people are watching. The gateway to opportunity is at 6:30 p.m. at Memorial Stadium.
The gateway to opportunity is what you're labeling this game. That also could be like a Lincoln Chamber of Commerce saying.
Yep.
Gateway.
Yeah. I like that.
Did you like that, Angie?
You could do that.
My apologies to Angie too. I became, I was being myself. I didn't mean it when I said let the men take over. I hope you understand it. Jake understands.
You
I
have
can
to say a lot more to offend me.
Okay. Jake knows I can be kind of inappropriate sometimes.
Jake? Once in a while can happen.
I will say the fans are impressive here.
Why do you say that? Why?
Because you guys are loyal. I will say if there's any FSU people, they can tend to be fair weather.
Really?
Fans. Yeah. You guys show up.
Yeah.
We were at Michigan last. Everybody shows up all the time.
Well, thank you for saying
and they're intense and they're knowledgeable fans.
Oh, they're into it.
It's impressive.
Yeah, one thing that we've not talked about yet in this game for Nebraska, which was impressive, I thought, in game one. Now, this might be like distantly down the road we think was important, but I think it is important because the little things are going to matter in this game. Nebraska,
I think they could.
We talked about at length how last year Nebraska's punt return game had 42 yards in the year. Is that right?
35 yards on the year.
45. Wow. They had 25 yards last week alone. Now I know they didn't have a big breakout, but listen, if you're trying to prove you could outlast Shedeur and Travis Hunter and Jimmy Horn and Webster, it's not going to always just be from your offense. Can your special teams provide a play that gets that fan base ignited and scares Colorado? It's important.
Oh yeah, I thought the punt return game and their willingness to engage in it was big. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, just the fact he returned 3 last week was big. And it was 48 yards they had last year. So they're halfway home already.
After one game.
I just think it's important because it shows a level of aggression. Instead of just conceding that part of the game, just throw your hand up and catch the ball and we'll start from there. No, instead it's we're going to come at them.
Yep.
We're going to come at you.
Yes.
So hopefully, and then you're right. This could be a close game. I got to ask Marty and Angie this.
Okay.
Marty, yesterday I called Marty after our show, after Lee Sterling was on our show. Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. Lee Sterling, who's been with us for years.
Yes, he has.
Doing segments. He's a good friend of ours, great friend of Jake's because they're Miami Dolphins fans.
That's right.
And he predicted Colorado 48, Nebraska 45.
Ooh.
Your reaction, Marty?
I don't think Colorado scores that many points. I got a lot of faith in Tony White and his crew.
Yeah.
And no, I think Nebraska's defense does better than that.
Angie's reaction said it all. You were surprised by that.
Yeah, I don't know if I see this from what I know being that high score.
You know football.
Nebraska's defense is pegged as maybe a top 10 defense in the country. If they give up 48 points, this entire state will go, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
What? Right. I think the only
someone get hurt?
Yeah, Jake. I think the only way it would happen is if the only way 48-45, that type of score would happen is Nebraska gets down like 21-zip and has to come back. And then it becomes Nebraska scrambling to get back, and then it becomes a shootout, right? Yeah. I don't think Nebraska wants that type of game.
No, I think if Nebraska's down 21-0, think about. Last week
poor Jay.
Last week, Colorado trailed at halftime at home to North Dakota State, a good FCS program. But again, an FCS program. You start thinking, oh my God, how bad is UTEP? Are we really any good at all?
Right.
I don't want that mindset happening tonight. Nebraska has to, they can't be down 14-zip. You could be down 7-zip, but you cannot afford to be down 2 scores.
Hold on. Now, this is where me and Jake always butt heads. I'd like to think Nebraska is a program now that can withstand that. If they get down 17-0, it's not the end of the world.
Don't panic.
Yeah.
Don't panic.
It doesn't have, Jake, it doesn't have to be the end of the world. Rule came here and is trying to switch that mentality. That oh, here we go again. God, we can't do this mentality. If they get down, they get down. It doesn't mean the game's over. The game's a long game. So I don't want it to happen, but it could. I mean, Colorado's very explosive.
Yeah, they got athletes.
Yeah.
They got athletes.
Yeah, especially on the perimeter.
Yeah, they do. The receivers are good. Before we go, we got to get not just our prediction for this game. We'll give it again. If you missed it Friday, we'll give it again. But we need Angie and Marty's prediction as well. Our special guest
the
Sipple household from Tallahassee in town.
Yes.
We'll start with you guys first, and then me and Sip will give our scores. What do you got tonight for Nebraska, Colorado, 6:30 p.m. Memorial Stadium here in Lincoln? Angie.
Do we need the exact score?
Yeah, I want the exact score and who scores it. Yeah, who's winning?
You go first.
I say consistent with what we were just talking about. I say Nebraska 21-17.
Ooh,
low score. Take that, Lee Sterling. We're not getting 48-45.
I like that as a halftime score.
No, because they're going to run. Yeah. They're going to run.
Okay.
I was going to say Nebraska 30, Colorado 24.
Okay.
We'll take that.
And I was Angie. We're in lockstep. I was going to say 31-24 Nebraska. 31-24. Good job, Angie.
And I say Nebraska in a closer game, but a win. 31-28. Yeah, I'll have all my fingernails chewed on and nervously gone.
He does chew his fingernails
all the time. I
he chews his fingernails.
Yeah, it's gross, but you know what? So I am. So, but that's 4 for 4. That's 4 for 4. Nebraska beating Colorado and happiness at post game and Monday during the show.
Yes,
that'd be great.
And a nice trip home for the Sipple family.
Yes,
there you go.
Back to Tallahassee to make up.
The vibe is good right now.
To make up for FSU's 0-2 start. Nebraska can help out, right? We can help out here. It'd be wonderful if we did that. That's it for us, Marty. Angie, thank you for your time. Enjoy the game. And once again,
thank you.
Congratulations on the most recent Hall of Famer at Columbus High School.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That'll do it for us. We'll wrap it. We'll send over to Nick Sainer, Chris Raff, and AD at the Kindler for our next segment. More next on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
There's a little kitchen ambition in everyone, and the experts at Schaefer's and Frigidaire make it easy to turn that ambition into fruition. I'm Amber Pankinen, and I'm always looking for ways to cook, clean, and keep my kitchen in order. Frigidaire has a solution for everyone, from the budget-minded to the chef-inspired. The experts at Schaefer's can help you find the right fit with the features you need. Maybe it's induction, air fry, or sous vide. Frigidaire has it all, and Schaefer's has the answers. Stop in and explore Frigidaire with our experts at Schaefer's today.
This is Shane Podliska, mortgage lender at Lincoln Federal Savings Bank. I'm here to help you achieve your goal, the American dream of home ownership. Whether you're buying your first home or looking to refinance, I've got the experience and know-how to make it happen. So let's tackle this together. Call me, Shane Podliska, and let's get you into the end zone of home ownership. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Big Red.
Personal banking like you remember.
The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116. The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico!
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Ready to hit the road in style? Liberty First Credit Union is revving up your ride with unbeatable auto loan specials. Cruise away with rates as low as 4.79% APR for 48 months on a 2020 or newer vehicle. Need a longer term? No worries. They've got you covered with 4.89 APR for 60 months and 4.99 APR for 72 months. Hurry, these rates are cruising fast, so don't get left in the dust. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Credit factors apply. Rates, terms, and conditions subject to change.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety.
All right, welcome back in to the Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show, A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. This segment sponsored by General Fire and Safety. Are you starting a business in a brand new building? Call on General Fire and Safety to help plan your fire safety system that fits the specific needs to your business, employees, and customers. Go to LincolnGFS.com for more info. We got a full studio in here. We got Amon Green, Terrell Farley, Rashawn Jackson. Guys, how's it going?
I am going good. It's it feels like it's a big time game day, and it feels good. I'm super excited. I mean, just to watch this. I mean, I watched the team, watch a good game earlier today. Well, okay game, Michigan and Texas, and we saw Texas run away with that.
Yeah.
But just have that game set up, right? And then boom, this is later on in the afternoon, later on in the day on college football. So if you're a college football fan, man, this is a day to watch some sports, watch football across the board. And for us three sitting in here, we were on the roster together, I say years ago, playing against this team. This was always that big game of the year for us, where we locked in from Monday to Saturday from when the time, if it was a 12 o'clock kickoff or a night game. We're ready to go. But now it's a whole different atmosphere, obviously different coaches, different players. And super excited to see how this team coming off that win last week against UT Martin, where they did their thing. They did their thing. They came out a little rough in the beginning, but then when Dylan got hot, hit that first touchdown pass, man, it was like, okay, I see where things are now transitioning over to the Matt Rule era in terms of how he's coaching them up and how players are actually getting it and buying into that process of coaching that they're receiving from him and his coaching staff.
Yeah, everything you did all week. Everything you practice for, you got to give it all today. It starts at 6:30, so they got to be ready. We can't start slow. We got to be fast, not fast-paced, but fast-paced. But I think we need to just concentrate on rushing the ball and trying to establish that line of scrimmage. I ate some bison meat last night.
Oh, okay.
And it was very good.
It is. It's tender. Man.
Hopefully we can carve this bison up here tonight and eat some more of that buffalo meat. But
I like it.
I'm
medium.
I'm really excited to see what this game gonna come to. Go ahead, Vishal.
Well, no, I was sharing the show. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we don't share the show, and we were having some type of difficulties at our other location. So we want to make sure that everybody knows we are back in the studio. Kind of got a little hot over there. Must be a bunch of buffaloes gathering around. But I think when you really look at the grand scheme of things, who comes out and plays the cleanest, who comes out and plays more physical, the trenches, who dominates that will and they will probably win the game. Who wins the turnover battles? Let me ask you guys a question. I saw Colorado coming down when I was driving here.
Okay.
In the motorcade.
Yeah.
So that meant they got there at 4:15-ish. Yeah. Is that enough time in a 6:30 game? I don't, right?
I would say like 3 hours.
Man, at least 3.5, three and a half.
But they have their routine. That might be not our routine, as players individually, because we had 4 buses that would, people got on the first bus. So I was the second bus guy, even through the league. And here as a freshman, I was the second bus guy. I don't know what bus number you guys went on, if we went on away games. But I was a second bus guy.
You had the offensive bus?
Mostly, yep. And I sat in the front on the second bus, so I could get off first, get to my locker, and start my routine for the game plan. But you talked about in the trenches. That's where this game is going to start, and it does. What I watched over the weekend from Colorado's game against North Dakota State, I saw some holes in the O-line for them.
Sure.
I saw the reason why Shador is Shador, and he's doing what he's doing. Phenomenal stats, right? Over 400 yards passing, a couple touchdowns. But he's back there having to do extra, right?
Yeah.
That offensive line is not giving him an opportunity to sit back, stand up high, and read his progressions without dodging 4 or 5 people before he throws the ball.
Sure.
So I say that for us, I'm pretty sure they watch the same film. Defensive side of it can look at it and say, look, this is what we can do. We could disrupt his throwing routine. Don't let him because if he sits back in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. But he's good at scrambling, and he can still pick you apart.
Right.
So let's get to him to get him sacked and to get hands in the face, disrupt that play action pass when it comes down, because then obviously that's going to open up our DBs getting tipped balls, incomplete passes, and their offense never really gets on rhythm.
Yeah, defensively, we got to be able to get 3 and outs. We got to get off the doggone football field on third down. Last year, They were 9 of 18, which is 50% on third down conversions, which is that's too much. You cannot win a football game. And then on the flip side of that, offensively, we was like 25% against them. So we picked up 4 for I think 12 for our third down conversions.
Right.
You're not going to win games if you don't pick up third downs. You're not going to win games if you don't stop people from getting those third down conversions. Last but not least, special teams. I think this is where we're really going to have to excel because they are dangerous in the punt and the kickoff return game.
Yeah, Travis back there.
Yeah, no, number 2.
Is it Horn?
No, number 2.
Trying to think who that is.
I don't know, but his number is number 2.
Okay.
And let me tell you, he is fast as he is quick, and he will try to hit a seam and go. So we're going to have to really have lane integrity, come down with what I've seen, y'all going to tell me this is probably one of the best kickoff guys ever. Penland, Aaron Penland. Kickoff coverage
guys.
Yeah, kickoff coverage guys.
Penland. He was that dude. Yeah, he was that dude that cover. He would make a big hit on that return guy if he had the opportunity.
And he would knock himself out if he wanted. If he didn't do anything, he didn't make the play, he'd knock himself out trying.
He'll hit the other player so hard, he'll knock himself out.
Yeah,
right.
so I think we really got to be ready to go in that. Guys, with it being like an hour and 30 minutes before the game, can you and it's a night game.
Yeah.
Right? We're under the lights.
Sun to just be set.
How do we set the tone? What do we do to set it?
T, you want to start it?
No, you go ahead.
You got it? Okay. I'll say, regardless of the coin flip, offense, defense, if it's offense on the field, have a solid drive, get in the red zone. Even if you don't score, get 3 out of it. That's where you start setting the tone because you're establishing something. I say, obviously, if you got the ball first, you want to score a touchdown. Boom. Period. Defense, you stop them. You make them have a nice drive, but they don't score. They don't score a touchdown. They don't score a field goal. That's how you make a statement and set the tone for the game. Harrison, you want to jump in?
Yeah, how you set the tone is that you just come out on fire. I mean, you don't let the moment be too big, but you just play sound football. Do exactly what you do in practice. I think that's how you open this game up. We blitzed 0 times last week against UTEP. So we didn't show our cards there. I think this is a game where you just play sound football. You do the things you do in practice. That's how you set the tone. And if you do that, you should be able to come away with a win.
Yeah, and what's your point right there? Yeah, you're getting into the backfield without blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get in with your interior 4 or 3 in the 3-3-5. Then boom. I mean, that's for a defensive coordinator where I don't have to go into my bag of tricks.
I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case. But I don't think that we get to Shador with 3. Yeah, I don't think.
No, we got to have 4. It's got to be 4.
It's a blitz day today. You didn't blitz last week, so you save everything for this week, and you just come at him and you keep Shador on the run. I mean, that's what you got to do with this guy. You can't let him sit here and rush 3 guys and still be able to torch you downfield.
Right.
So you got to get that 4 or 5 man rush, even on third down. And when you talk about everything about what they need to do, I think the crowd need to really get into this game.
I think they are.
I want to see this all day.
I think they are.
And I think that's one of the biggest factors of the game is our crowd.
Yes, I think they're there.
AG, I was going to ask you what that feeling was going to be like, but I forgot you didn't come to 95.
I came next year.
95.
Yeah.
But here's what I was saying. They're honoring the 94 championship team. So it's a ton of guys in town, right?
I mean, people think I am because I've been getting the emails.
Hey,
people,
you might as well be.
Staff think I was on the 95 team or 94 team, but
you could have got a couple tickets and some sideline passes.
I would love to have 3 rings, but you know what? I'll take my 2.
Yeah, you would have had the best record. You'd have been like Grant and Octavius McFarland.
Right. Yep.
All right, guys, we got a couple minutes left. Give me your keys to the game and then predictions, and we'll get out of here, and then we'll throw it over to Nick Sainer down at the Kindler Hotel.
Got it. Keys to the game is we already talked about establish, a presence, offense or defensively. That means if we're going to establish the run first, do that. Defensively, establish the fact that we're going to make you work for every yard you're going to try to get out there. So that, what was the next one?
Score prediction.
Score prediction.
What do we got?
This is not my favorite thing to do. So I'll say whatever the score is, we're gonna win by 7.
Okay, enough to cover the spread.
Enough to cover the spread.
Barley.
All right, T.
We got to be dominant. We got to establish that line of scrimmage, and we got to finish the plays. I'm talking about tackling, catching, running. We got to finish them and score. That's one thing we got to do. We got to score. We can't come away with 3 with a team like this that can come down and score anytime.
Exactly. And so prediction score.
35-21 Nebraska.
All Right.
Discipline. I think when you get interceptions, you get turnovers, you hit people in the mouth, you win in the trenches. You do the things that you're supposed to do. You go fast. You go 150 miles an hour every time you touch the field. I think we win the game convincingly. I don't want to give a prediction on the score because I really don't care. I think this game to me is the biggest game of this entire university in the last 10 years. And because the loser of this game could be on the whirlwind spin downhill that they've never seen before.
Yeah. Or uphill.
Depends on if you win or lose.
Right.
You lose, it's the other way. You win, it catapults you for us to go to 7-0 in a matchup with Ohio State.
Right.
Absolutely.
I like that.
I couldn't agree more.
I like that.
Again, I'm with you guys. I don't care what the spread is. Just win.
Just
Get the win. I feel good about it. Again, this segment sponsored by General Fire and Safety. Shout out Amon Green, Terrell Farley for Sean Jackson. Up next, we'll throw it out to Nick Sainer down at the Kindler Hotel, the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Down Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor. with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
Mindle Footwear is your solution against sore feet, blisters, and poor footing. Don't just take our word for it. Take it from Sip, who said he's never had a pair of boots more comfortable. You won't find Mindle Footwear in any store, sold exclusively at mindleusa.com right out of Sidney, Nebraska. They're so confident you will enjoy the comfort their boots offer. If they don't work out for you, they'll cover the shipping to return them. Use code THETICKET for free shipping because your feet deserve a treat too. Mindle Boots, just try them on.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
This is Chris Elger, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. With over 20 years in the industry, I have found it's extremely gratifying to solve my customers' home financing needs and then show them the options and strategies available for them to fulfill their goals. But my biggest reward comes when I watch my valued customers experience the American dream of home ownership and move into their new home. Talk with me about your home loan at Lincoln Federal and go Big Red. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Personal banking like you remember.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Sunbelt Rentals.
Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. This segment is proudly presented by Sunbelt Rentals. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators, and more, Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you get it. Sunbeltrentals.com. AD, we are here. It's almost game time.
You know what, Rav? Austin, you can see the vibe that's going downtown right now.
Palpable buzz.
It is. It's a buzz that's going on right now, you guys. You can feel it, etc. But Raph, I'm gonna ask you this, man. With all the buzz, etc. that's going on, first of all, what's the atmosphere like? We were talked about the buzz that's going on.
Yeah.
But dude, how do you feel?
I feel good. It feels good to be. I feel like this is the first time in probably 10 to 15 years where I really think Nebraska's got a team that is them. They're not worried about the other team. They're worried about how well they play. Somewhere along the line, about 15, 20 years ago, we got lost and we started worrying so much about the other team and not about ourselves.
Right. Austin, here we are, man. Game time we're looking at right now, 4:48. Game time is an hour, basically, and 30 minutes away from right now. And Austin, I'm going to tell you this, man. You can feel the buzz. You can feel the excitement, etc. Austin, what are the keys for tonight? I'm going to say, I'm going to ask both of you guys this, offensively and defensively for both sides.
Man, offensively, I think this thing's on. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go.
All
There we go.
Offensive keys for Nebraska, consistency. Don't get behind the chains. Colorado, we talk about their big play. Offensive defense is going to be the same way. If they get an interception, get a fumble return. We saw what happened last year, right? First 7 drives empty for Nebraska because not just you weren't moving the ball, but you were actively negative to yourself. Avoid that offensively, and I think you'll be fine. Defensively, I think it's the same thing. I don't think it's as simple as be bend, don't break. I think the defense needs to have a splash play or two.
Yes,
not
I agree.
Out of assignment, but Shedeur Sanders is good enough that he's okay if you make him go 8-10 plays. They did that last year in the second half when the defense wore down. So for offense, I think it's be consistent, trust the game plan, watch it over 60 minutes of football. And for defense, you got to be sound, but it's year 2 for a lot of these guys in this scheme. Year 2 is when you should have that mastery, that true understanding of the system. You can cheat a step, knowing that your boys got your back, knowing what your keys are.
So I'm going to ask you guys both this. Austin and Raph, think about this. Tony White showed no blitz packages last week against UTEP, nor should he have. What do you guys expect to see tonight, though, as far as defense for Nebraska?
Well, I was in this inside. I expect to see some blitzes, but I don't want Nebraska to have to depend on the blitz. I want him to put out some packages and put some exotic blitzes out there, but I don't want them to have, because if we have to blitz 5 and 6 guys all night long, it's going to be a long night for Nebraska. But if we can get our interior 3 and the 4th guy, because usually they bring up that linebacker that plays kind of the rush end.
Right.
If we can get pressure with 3 and 4 guys, it's going to be a really good night for Nebraska
If
football.
I can piggyback off that, I would say the only way you're going to have a chance against a quarterback like Shedeur Sanders is if you mix it up, right? He'll be fine against the blitz sometimes. He'll be pressured other times. You got to mix up the looks. He's a good enough quarterback.
Absolutely.
He's experienced enough to not be confused by much. But the analogy I keep going back to is Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. You can't really stop him, right? He's going to get his.
Right. He's going to get his.
But the more different looks you throw at him, sometimes you get that split-second hesitation.
Absolutely.
And when you get that split second, that's when you have to capitalize.
Absolutely.
Won't be every play. Won't be every drive. You just got to know the moment and go get them.
I think Nebraska's huge to clog those passing lanes. Like, the less they have to rush, the more they can clog the passing lanes. Playing quarterback, that's the worst thing when you drop back and you've got safeties and corners, and you're like, man, where's the open spot?
I'm going to ask you both this right now. If you're Tony White, Bullock, and Mekhi Gaber, or Gayer, whatever you want to say it, our linebackers are going to be huge tonight. No one's talked a lot about Nebraska's defense. There's been so much talk about Shedeur Sanders, Jimmy Horn, and Hunter. And I get to, and rightfully so, because the reality is this, guys. Sanders is going the first. He's going the first round. We know that. However, though, on our defensive side, how big is it for our linebackers? We'll talk about Ty Robinson.
Is this Aaron Davis or Jay Foreman? I can't even tell anymore. Jeez. Linebacker this, linebacker that. I get 2 hours a day, and now for pregame 2.
And Austin, I got to do it, man.
You got to.
From a former widely wide receiver, I got to bring it up because I think there's not been a lot of talk about our linebackers. And those guys, we talk about, okay, you got Big Ty. Obviously, we got the Polar Bear. But I think our linebackers have a huge part tonight. How big will that be for them to play disciplined football, though?
Follow your assignments. You got to be assignment football, because if you bust coverage, Shedeur Sanders is going to make you pay all night long, because he's got amazing field vision. So you've got to be an assignment football team. And another thing I was thinking too about this win is huge. To play Nebraska, huge. They're one team. I feel like they're not playing for Nebraska. They believe in Nebraska.
At Nebraska.
But here's the deal. There's a lot of money to be made by some players out here tonight, because you got the eyes of the country watching you.
Yeah, it is.
And if those linebackers step up and those defensive backs step up, I mean, Tommy Hill right now goes from a late first rounder to a mid first, maybe a top 15 player by how he plays here tonight.
I agree.
I think Tommy Hill's key, but on the linebackers, the game that came up for me a couple times this week was the Trey Palmer game against Purdue.
Oh, yeah.
That game went the way it did because Purdue came in averaging less than 4 yards a carry, and Crazy Legs Maccabee went off in the first half.
Absolutely.
He went for a career best against Nebraska because the linebackers weren't there, run fits weren't sound. Colorado, I'm sure will try to test Nebraska in the run game. We know they want to pass. We know they want to highlight their quarterback and their receivers. But if they're able to run the ball, it's only going to make it that much easier for their guys. So you can't have what happened against Purdue a couple years ago happen here in Lincoln today.
Exactly. You guys, we talked about linebacker play. We talked about, obviously, but we all know this being Nebraska fans. We see Colorado fans. I was talking to a few Colorado fans here at the Kindler Hotel.
That's how we know you're a better man than us.
I took the high road, Austin. I
Way
really
to go,
did.
AD. You're good.
I really did, man. I took the high road. But I appreciate the Kindler Hotel for the partnership with the 96.7 The Ticket as well. But you guys, Raiola, UTEP, and both of you guys being quarterback aficionados, you guys get this. You guys are connoisseurs of quarterbacks. Both of you guys are. Raph, you played it. Austin, you study it. You devour it. You break it down. Tonight, it's 6:30. All the eyes. Texas and Michigan is done. Iowa State, for the most part, is done if it's not done already. All the eyes will be on Nebraska tonight. How does Dylan show up tonight? What do you want to see from Dylan tonight? Raph, go first. Austin, want to hear from both you guys. What do you want to see from Austin? Not Austin.
Yeah, what do you want to see from me tonight, Raph? What am I bringing to the table?
I'd love to see Austin in it. But what do you want to see from Dylan? And Raph, here's the thing. Right. Here's the thing. Will the lights be too bright or not?
No, the lights will not be too bright for Dylan Raiola. He's been brought up for this. But here's one thing. We went to the 30th year reunion last night.
It was
And
an awesome event. Awesome event.
One thing that was glowingly talked about was if your offensive line dominates, you run, you pass, you do whatever you want.
Right.
So if this offensive line, Nebraska comes out and plays dominating football, and they give Dylan Raiola time to throw the ball, he's gonna slice you up, because he's that type of player. But if they're able to run and set up some sort of play action too, Nebraska will be deadly tonight.
Austin, you think about Dylan, and we think about this though. UTEP, I know purpose saying when you play UTEP, etc. Pretty clean.
Yeah.
Very vanilla playbook. Very vanilla. What do you want to see him do tonight? What do you want to see Nebraska offensively do tonight? You got Nayor, 6'4", 215, 220. You got Banks, 6'4", 250. And a lot of people forget about Barney as well.
Yes.
Number 17. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, keep number 7, not Reggie Cooper, number 17. I'm talking about Barney, number 17.
80s pick to click.
I'm going way back on you right now. Barney, the freshman from Miami, this freshman sensation, what I will say, what do you want to see offensively tonight?
Again, same thing, just play clean, right? Forced a couple throws over the middle he maybe shouldn't have last week. But what I'm more interested, AD, is something from you. How did Tommy and Brooke handle big games like this? Maybe Colorado specifically. When it came to the big game, what was their approach the weekend practice? What was their approach day of the game? You get on the field. What was those guys' mindset? How did they handle an environment like this?
Austin, preparation. Coach Osborne always kept us as far as preparation Monday through Thursday, because Thursday we take the pads off. But Monday through Thursday, Austin, we always had a game type atmosphere. That's how we did things.
AD, I got a problem right now. Why does your daughter have a number 22 jersey on and not an 83 jersey?
I'm not sure, but she's got a 22 jersey on right now. She's doing that.
Just wondering. I don't know. Just me.
But Monday through Thursday, we always had a game type mentality. And you know what, Austin? Coach Osborne alluded to this a little bit last night. And last night, to the listeners that are listening, we had the 30-year reunion for the 1994 National Championship team. And you know what? There was still 30 years later, you see still the edge in guys' eyes still. We still have that edge in our eyes. And Coach Osborne, and you know what? Keneally talked about it. Rieger talked about it. Stye talked about it. Zadika talked about it. We just had that edge to us. We were never comfortable. I don't want this team to get comfortable. I want you to play on the edge. And I know Coach Rule, and we all know this. You've heard this ad nauseum. Second year Coach Rule, etc. I know. But you know what? It's the truth. And I think we've seen hints of that last week. Now, I'm going to say this real quick, Austin. People say, when you play UTEP, you were supposed to. Nebraska hasn't always supposed. They'd always take care of business.
That part.
They didn't always take care of teams they were supposed to. Georgia Southern, I go on and on and on. So Nebraska last week, a week ago today, did the things they were supposed to do. So tonight we'll see what happens, man.
And the thing, too, about this, you talked about the quarterbacks, Brooke and Tommy. Okay, well, here's the deal. Tommy, his confidence, like he never walked into a game that he did not think he could not win. That's from a true.
We always thought we were going to win.
That's from a true freshman on.
Right. We always thought we were going to win.
And then you look at Brooke. Brooke was the same way when Tommy went down with the blood clots, and there was a press conference that was held over there at that stadium.
Right.
And Brooke said, "Well, I guess we're gonna have to win all our games." When they asked, "What are you gonna do?" He goes,
"And we did."
Because that's that confidence, and that is what I see with Dylan Raiola. Like everybody talks about, oh, Dylan Raiola's a freshman. He's got blah 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. Dylan Raiola does not think he's a freshman. Dylan Raiola is going on to win every game, and that's that confidence. And being that kind of leader, that's going to spread over to the rest of the team. And then we'll look back 20 years from now and be like, well, Dylan Raiola was such a great player because he had a lot of great players around him. Well, I think Dylan Raiola is the guy that's going to raise the ships to make that.
Well, it's like that old saying, the rising tide lifts all boats.
It's all boats.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys this. Austin, what's your score prediction tonight?
I got 33-24 Skurs. My partner on the block, Eric Strickland, has said 34-24, and he said I cheated off his test.
Yeah.
I did not. I arrived at that before the show. Stricky, you can deal with it, man. But I like this offense to put up points, and I'm banking on that one key takeaway in a big moment. It's probably going to be in a tight moment, or maybe it feels kind of like Penn State back in the COVID year, where Nebraska comes out fired up with a crowd that I don't think we will have seen since Miami in 2014, 20th anniversary for that 94 team there. So if the crowd is like that, Nebraska gets off to a hot start, whether it's holding on for dear life by the seat of our pants or whether it's the team finally steps up and makes a play late, I see Nebraska, and maybe 9 points seems like a big margin, but I think it's going to feel like a close 9 points, not this was a big Nebraska win, 9 points.
I'm going to say this to Austin. I appreciate it. But also, folks, check out Austin and Stricky every day, Monday through Friday, on the block with Austin and Strick, 2 to 4 p.m. And they do a heck of a job doing it. So
and he doesn't give Stricky any leeway.
You know what?
No free pass.
He did not know. He did not know the answer, no matter how close he was.
You know what?
He did not know the answer.
And I'm going to tell you this. Me and Stricky go by since high school, man. I love my boy Strick. I like you hold his feet to the fire.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah.
You hold his feet to the fire, and I appreciate that. I like how you do that. Rafi, what's your score? What's your prediction? And why?
Well, I can't remember what I predicted on Friday, so I guess I changed it again. It's close.
That's all right.
I'm saying 34-21 Nebraska. I really think, when you have like Colorado offense, all we've heard about is Shedeur, Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, and the explosiveness of this offense. Well, I think maybe the black shirts are saying,
"You dang right.
Come.
You dang right.
You ain't talking about us,
right?"
And we got a lot of returning players.
Right.
And we got a lot of guys that came
and Raph,
back.
number 15 in the country last year.
Yeah.
Number 15 in the country.
And we're just expecting Nebraska's defense to bend over to Colorado, and they're going to score their points. But I'm saying, watch the black shirts tonight say, hey, we got a little something for you.
Raph, I like it. You guys, my score is 34. You know what? I'm changing it up again, Raph. I'm saying 34-24 Nebraska. It's going to be Nebraska.
Yep.
But, Raph, as you mentioned, I think Tony White has got something cooking great in the kitchen.
Yep.
And you think about this last year, we sacked Shedeur. We sacked him 7 times last year. All right. But we became Santa Claus with the football last year. This year, I get it. First game, UTEP. Some people say he's only played one game. I get that. He's not going to be as generous with the football, but I think Nebraska takes care of it tonight. 34-24. Huskers would take care of biz. We'll see what happens, man. But that's where it's at.
There it is. Gentlemen, it's been an honor. Thanks for letting me tag along.
Awesome. Thank you, big dog.
Feel like
Appreciate
an honorary
you.
member of the temporary drive.
Oh, brother. You're not even an honorary. You're a member.
Hey, appreciate that. We'll go to break. Adam Carricker joins us next year from the Kindler. Once again, big thanks to Sunbelt Rentals. AD, Raph, Austin Norman, more A1
Awesome. Love you,
Automotive
brother.
Ticket
Appreciate
pregame
you.
show after this.
Go Big Red, y'all.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Hey, bestie! Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with the loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Owned Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
It's time for a home technology makeover. And with special Labor Day savings on top name electronics, you can take your home, backyard, or tailgate to an all-new level. Choose from top name TVs like Sony, LG, and Samsung, including Samsung's popular frame TV that blends seamlessly into your decor. Experience game day throughout your entire home with a new audio system from Sonos, now with special Labor Day bundle savings. Transform your game day this Labor Day with the experts at Schaefer's.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, personal banking like you remember.
Home. It's more than a place, it's a feeling. This is Eric Bertrand with Lincoln Federal Savings Bank. If you're looking for a place to call home, call me. Let's review your financing options and get you into the home of your dreams. Proudly serving Husker fans.
Personal banking like you remember.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by the Kindler Hotel.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. I'm Adam Carricker. My man right here is Austin Orman. All right, book your stay. We are here at the Kindler Hotel. Book your stay at the Kindler Hotel in one of their 45 well-appointed guest rooms that provides luxury in the heart of downtown. Enjoy a drink at Boitano's Lounge while you're here and take in the outdoor patio. Book your stay at thekindlerhotel.com. Austin, I've been all over the place. Tailgates, former player tailgates, doing sponsors, just walking around. People are yelling and screaming. It's a phenomenal atmosphere. And we're almost 90 minutes from kickoff. Dude, what's your feel on the vibe heading into this game?
It's about time.
I like it.
We need this more often. It's
Yes.
been too long. I didn't get to go to 2014 Miami. This is what it feels like. Probably the best game that I attended, 2016 Oregon, right?
Yep,
It felt like
that's
it
a good
could have
one.
been a turning point for the program. They get off to that 7-0 start, and that's kind of what we're seeing as the runway for the Huskers here. But, Adam, this is why I think the downtown studio, us being out here at the Kindler, is so great. It's felt different all week.
Dude.
I've gotten a little jaded, right, with everything we've seen and not seen from Husker football recently. I want to soak it in. I want to enjoy it. It's just been hard to get that next level of oomph. Downtown's been alive basically since Wednesday. You can tell there's something different about not just this whole week, but especially today.
Forecast to go Big Red, man. We got people talking to us while we're doing the show. We're Adam Carricker on the ticket. Austin Orman, go Big Red. Nebraska 31-24. Say it louder.
How's it going? What's up?
Say go Big Red, sir.
Hey, appreciate that.
Do it again. Go Big Red. People are having fun. I love it. Austin, I'm going to get depressive for a second, then we're going to get hyped again. My son is a freshman in high school. He's 15 years old. The last time Nebraska had a winning season was 9 years ago. He was 6. He doesn't remember ever seeing, doesn't remember it, a Nebraska winning football season. I'm watching ESPN Game Day today.
Yep.
And Florida State's hype man, Kirk Herbstreit, FSU's favorite guy in the world. By the way, FSU, since you've whined about not making the playoffs, you've gone 0-3 and lost by about 1 million points combined. So be quiet, win some games, and then speak. My point is simply this. He predicted Nebraska. We're getting the cart way ahead of the horse. But we're just going to have fun because we don't actually have to play. He predicted Nebraska 2 times on the show is going to be 7-0 going into Ohio State. All right, now let's start with the game today. Oh, by the way, Desmond Howard, the only guy on the set not to pick Nebraska.
Shocker.
Yeah, kick us out of the Big Ten. We'll kick you off ESPN. Anyways, I digress. My point is simply this. It is fun to see Husker Nation the way I saw it growing up, the way I was fortunate enough and blessed enough to see it at least a few times while I played here. You asked me what was the most hype game I ever played in. We got to play against a top-ranked Auburn team in the Cotton Bowl one year. Probably we played Oklahoma a couple times, top-ranked Texas team, but probably the Big 12 championship game in Kansas City against Oklahoma. Also the coldest game I've ever played in my life. Probably the most hype game. It's good to see Lincoln alive, Husker fans with legit, not just looking for reasons for optimism and excitement, legit reasons for optimism and excitement, Austin.
They're tangible. When you look back at last week's game against UTEP, what are the 2 or 3 biggest reasons for optimism Husker fans should have going into kickoff tonight?
Well, number one's upgraded quarterback.
Sure.
With all due respect to everyone who
Yeah.
played quarterback last year. Number one, we are going to be able to throw the ball downfield. Yes, he's young. He's a teenager, true freshman. He's going to make those mistakes. I can live with that. The opportunity is there where it really wasn't there last year to throw the ball much more effectively. I mean, you can look at the defense maybe being even better. If I'm looking for a second reason, I'm going to go to the offensive line. And I don't know if they proved a ton because it's UTEP, but they definitely looked better. There were times where the offensive line last year struggled to protect, whether it was Sims or Harburg or Purdy or whoever, regardless of who we were playing. There wasn't a whole lot of pressure on Raiola last week, and that's a good starting point.
Last year's game against Colorado, Nebraska sacked Jadir Sanders 8 times. I know that probably warmed your heart. Problem was Nebraska didn't win the
Lost.
game, right? How rare is it for a team to get after the quarterback like that and not win a game? As a defensive lineman, especially for this Nebraska team, Jamari Butler was good against them last year. What's the motivation to go out and do it again?
So if you get 4 sacks in a game, that's a good game for a defense. Then you get 8. That is a phenomenal game for a defense.
Good month.
Yeah, then you don't win. I've only seen it one other time in my entire life, and I'm a guy who pretty much watches football 24/7. So this is a lot of games. If you remember when the Cincinnati Bengals played the Tennessee Titans on the road, Burrow was sacked 9 times, and they ended up winning and still going to the Super Bowl. Okay, outside of that, I've never seen it before. I think the difference today is we lost that game last year because of turnovers.
Yeah.
That's why. And inability to throw the ball in turnovers. If we can limit the big plays, because Colorado, they're not phenomenal in a lot of things, but they have phenomenal athletes. And if we can limit big plays and win the turnover battle, we will get after Shadur, and I like our chances, but we got to limit the big plays defensively. Okay, whether we have some on our own on offense, that'd be great, but let's just take care of the ball, limit the big plays, win the turnover battle. I went so far earlier this week on my own show, Adam Carricker Show, noon to 1 p.m. Central Time, # cheap plug, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And if we do those 2 things, I guarantee that we win the game. And that's a bit strong. I've never done a guarantee before, but we have to do those 2 things.
It's the baseline, right?
Yes.
And winning the turnover battle obviously means Nebraska's not turning it over, but it's also forcing some.
Yes.
If you just let Colorado march up and down the field and you don't create a havoc play yourself, okay, congratulations, you don't turn the ball over. You're in a better position, but you got to be plus, not just equal. Nebraska didn't do that all of last year, not for most of the last 5 or 6 years.
Yes. Well, to be clear, win the turnover battle, like you said. And even if we're just equal, that game goes way differently last year. Okay, I talked about this ad nauseum on my show, so I'll go quickly. It was 0-0, 7.5 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah.
And then we turned the ball over 3 times, 2 fumbles and a snap that went into the guy in motion. Right before halftime, and Colorado started with the ball inside of our 40 3 times. The Black Shirts actually held them to 2 field goals and 1 touchdown. What more do you want out of them?
Right.
Okay, but you take those turnovers away last year, and it's a very different ball game, or at least it feels very differently. Again, if we can limit the big plays, okay, and I would say limiting big plays against an offense like this is giving up no more than 3 plays of 20 yards or more. No more than 3. That's still a lot.
It is.
Okay, it's with due respect to Colorado. That's why I say no more than 3, but you have to win the turnover battle. If we do that, dude, I'd be flabbergasted if we don't win.
The thing that gave me some hope last week was not Dowdell's turnover, the fumble inside the 5, but was that the defense stepped up and made plays.
Yep.
To your point, Colorado 3 times inside the 40. Northwestern and Purdue started with the ball in Nebraska territory. The defense did its job and held them for the most part to field goals, like you said. But last week against UTEP, they actually made a play. They put points on the board. That was one of my concerns coming into the year is that, okay, it's a solid defense, but where's the next level, right? To go from a solid defense to a really good defense, really good to great, you got to make some splash plays here and there. The safety against UTEP was clearly that. Okay, UTEP, yeah, sure, fine. But we didn't see those splash plays last year. I wasn't sure if that was because of who was on defense or if it was because of just how bad the field position was that the offense was putting the defense in. It was a really good sign for me, Adam, to see the defense actually make a play of that caliber last week. And, hey, maybe there are playmakers on this defense.
I think you make a great point because Nebraska obviously didn't give up a lot of rushing yards, didn't give up a lot of points, didn't give up a lot of yards. But the next level to that is forcing turnovers. The next level to that is actually scoring on defense. That's how you go from being a good defense to a great defense. And Tony White, he said number 1 a few times. He wants to be the number 1 defense in America. Hey, I'd obviously take number 1. But if we could step up from number 11, okay, and then depending on which stat you look at, number 8, rush defense, number 11, total defense, if we could step up from number 11 to top 5 and in exchange, and of course, I'd love to be number 1, but just score a few points on D, force a few turnovers, which is going to lead directly to more points for our offense, I would take that trade in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. When you were playing, what was the mindset? How did you guys get into the forced turnovers mode to get to that next step, not just be solid?
So as a defensive lineman, so as a DB, it's having the balls to go for the pick instead of knocking it down, which can be risky. Okay, and obviously I've never done that. I have 1 pick in my life for 1 negative yard return versus Missouri.
Hey, you still picked it though.
Yes, and then I was trying to score a touchdown and I went the wrong way for a yard.
Shoot.
But as a defensive lineman, it was about penetration, number 1. Number 2, the harder you hit them, especially a quarterback that doesn't see you, the more likely the ball is to come out. And number 3, it's not just going for the sack. It's going for the strip sack, especially if you're coming from the blind side. So penetration, hitting them hard, and then, I mean, it's a little more likely to miss the sack if you're trying to do the strip sacks. You got to make sure you got them wrapped up with one arm, but you're swiping at that ball with the other hand.
You talked about the crowd, the energy that hasn't been there for a while. This defense is veteran, and I trust them to have their head screwed on correctly. It's different for each player, but for a team, where's the boundary between playing with an edge and letting your emotions get the best of you in a big game like this?
So for me, I think that's where Nebraska should have the edge because I get crap for talking about Deion and actually being a fan of Deion. I get it all the time. He was my favorite player, NFL player as a kid. And he's a celebrity amongst celebrities, and I'm unapologetic. Doesn't mean I'm going to root for him today, obviously.
If you tell him you returned your interception for -1 yard, he might not be so happy with that.
Yeah, we're going to leave that out. But my point is simply this. Like, Deion's kind of running Colorado, a modern 2024 version of the 80s and early 90s Miami teams with energy, enthusiasm. And he's brought in athletes. They haven't found the cohesiveness yet, but a little bit undisciplined. Matt Rule wants to be disciplined. He wants to be sound. He wants to be fundamentally sound. He wants to be physical. And he's met with Osborne several times. And when I interviewed Osborne about a month ago, he talked about how Rule made adjustments to even how they practice. And I can see it. 3 full fields going at once, 3 offenses versus 3 defenses, 1 on each field, getting nonstop reps. That's how you handle having more players. And that's how Osborne did it. And it's harder. You got to evaluate all that film as a coach. Like, holy crap, when do you get to go home and like eat and play with your kids? Never. That's why you get paid the big bucks. But my point is simply this. I actually think Nebraska can't guarantee it, should have the advantage in the composure department. At least I hope.
Got just a couple minutes left here, Adam. Your two biggest keys for offense, your two biggest keys for defense.
I mean, for me, defensively, it is limiting the big plays. I don't see Colorado continuously, effectively moving the chains 10, 15, 20 yards at a time. They can't run the ball well enough. They can't protect the Shadur well enough. They depend on the big plays. Don't give up the big plays. The other thing, get after Shadur would be number 2. I mean, that seems kind of obvious. And I don't even know that you have to bring 0 blitzes with nobody over the top, 6 guys coming. You can probably do it with 4 or 5 guys, and then you've still got a single free safety high and cover 1 or even cover 2, and you're just doing some studs up front. Offensively, take care of the rock. Take care of the rock. Take care of the rock. And the other thing would be run the ball. Here's the thing. If Colorado scores 14 points in the first 5 minutes of the game, did you know that they won the game and had a 2-score lead late in the game versus North Dakota State? And North Dakota State kind of scored on a prevent defense, almost scored again. But my point is this. Colorado scores so quickly. North Dakota State had the ball almost an entire quarter more than Colorado, 36 and change to 23 and change. If Nebraska, with the improved athletes, with all due respect, North Dakota State, then Nebraska gets into the fourth quarter with that kind of TOP in their favor, we're going to pull away.
It has to happen, but that's what I've been saying all week on my shows is that North Dakota State did win a time of possession battle, but they didn't win the game. Time of possession isn't everything. It helps, right? Especially if Nebraska is able to exert its will, especially in the run game. If you win time of possession, great. But we see this with the Chiefs. I'm not comparing Colorado to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs or anything like that. But that's another team that can score with the big play. They've had that forever. And that's been the book on them is, you want to run the ball, keep it away from them. It doesn't matter because they're efficient. If you're going to hold the ball for 36 minutes and that's, 6 drives in there, 7 drives, you got to score at least 4 of those drives. Because even if Colorado gets 4 drives, they can score from anywhere on the field at any point because they're going to be a little bit better athletically. So I don't care how long Nebraska holds the ball as long as they finish drives with points. That is the key.
I think you make a great point when it comes to kind of the compare and contrast to the point you just made. What I would say is the Chiefs had one of the best defenses in the league last year. The Buffs do not. The Chiefs could run the ball when necessary. The Buffs cannot. And so that's why, for me, obviously you want to score. But if you control the ball, win the turnover battle, and don't give up big plays, if you don't have a lead already, you will eventually get there because Colorado, they might have the 2 best players on the field in Shadur and Travis. But I'm willing to bet those 3 through 11, we've got way more of the better players. So make them get everyone else involved, make them be efficient as a team. If we do that, I like our chances.
You heading over?
As soon as we head to break here, man, I'm heading over. I actually was over there, ran back over here, and I was all sweaty. Sorry about your headset, by the way. And then I'm going to walk back over there now. So,
hey, you got an hour to get over there. Take your time. Nice and easy.
I appreciate
it, Adam. He's Adam Carricker. I'm Austin Norman. I got my boy Strick, my other boy Chancellor Brewington up next here on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Raising Cane's.
We are back here at the Kindler on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. Let's get chance. There we go. We got all three of us. This segment is brought to you by Raising Cane's. Order it like a champ with the Raising Cane's mobile app or online at raisingcanes.com. You'll be able to feed the whole team this football season with cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and the reigning MVP, that signature Cane's sauce. Game days are better with Cane's. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. It's on the block, plus the locker room.
Yeah.
Strick, Austin, Chancellor Brewington here at the Kindler. Nebraska, Colorado, just about an hour away. Stricky, you're going to be in the building. You've been around downtown. What's the energy that you're sensing here in downtown Lincoln?
The energy is absolutely amazing. I still believe that by far we have the best fans in the nation. I don't care what anybody says. Just great people, excited about tonight, looking forward. The energy in the building is definitely, and you heard Coach Roy, he called for, a no-sit.
No sit Saturday.
Yeah, no sit Saturday. So it's going to be a phenomenal game. I'm looking forward to being in the building and seeing what these Huskers get done tonight.
Chancellor, as a player, can you tell when the fans know it's a big game?
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell. I think one thing you notice. I mean, usually you start warm-ups about 90 minutes before kickoff, and the moment you can feel it you can feel it right when you get on the field. There's no fans in there, but you can feel it. The energy outside the stadium, you can feel it. So. The importance that, like you said, Coach Rule telling the fans to stand up, that plays such a big role, especially for Colorado's offense. Wants to go fast-paced, wants to signal, wants to communicate. That can disrupt a lot of things.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And with what Chancellor said, when another beautiful thing is not only the energy that's going to be in the building, the performance of the team. You've got some great recruits that are going to be in the building as well. So showing and proving tonight what they're going to see, what they're going to witness, what they're going to feel, they're going to get the full magnitude of what Nebraska Husker football is all about.
Strike, we've talked about it a couple times on our show, that run that your team made to win the NIT championship, right? But it came on the heels of the 10-game losing streak. Kind of feels like that's where this Nebraska program is at. Not for lack of try, not for lack of effort. Was there a turning point that you can remember from that season? And can this Colorado game be that for this Husker team and program?
Well, I think that this is just the setup for it, because I think that what you're saying about the momentum of it all was done in the offseason.
Okay.
The conversations with the coaching staff, to the players, sharing the vision, breaking down everything, making sure that everybody understands what their roles are, what the goals are, and then what we need to do to change the narrative of what people think and feel about Nebraska football. I think that's already been done. This is just the setup, the ramp, the takeoff point, I believe, for where the program is going.
For the 747.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
After you got that first win to snap the losing streak, then you got the second one and things kept going. How'd the locker room change? How did the fans change?
And that's why I say what I say about it. It became an internal thing. There's going to be naysayers. There's going to be a lot of doubt. There's going to be a lot of people that just don't know what's going on the inside and the heart, the character that is being established and dealt and put into the hearts and minds of those Husker players. So what you've got now is this is going to be an opportunity just to put a mark on. We've got through this one, and then here's what's next. And it's going to be not looking ahead, but what we're going to get out of this now, and then what we're going to have to do next.
Chancellor, he said internal, right? And I think that's a word that is really important in a game like this against a team like Colorado, right? We know the Dan Lanning speech from last year. They're playing for clicks. We're playing for championships. Colorado, for better or worse, gets a lot of the headlines, right? There's been a lot made about this game. Take us inside the locker room. How easy is it? How difficult is it to tune out the distractions in such a monumental week like this with all the attention and coverage?
Yeah, so, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is social media, right? There's been viral tweets. Bleacher Report has picked up things. ESPN has picked up things. The number one thing is that these guys they would have to live under a rock not to see the hype, right? They're seeing themselves. They're seeing tweets. They're seeing highlights, all this stuff. The main thing is keep the main thing the main thing. Execute. Just do your 111. That's the whole thing. You know, people are trying to make it Dylan Raiola versus Shador Sanders. People are trying to make it Coach Rule versus Coach Prime. All it is you versus yourself. That's all it is. That's all it is. So if I'm a leader, if I'm a guy on the team that has a voice, has some influence, that's all I'm telling the guys, especially Dylan, younger guys, freshmen that's playing, transfers, who probably haven't played on this big of a stage, just telling them, look, hey, the things that we practice, things that we went over, that's all we have to do. Execute those things and we'll come out with a dub.
That's a fact.
Who or what did you rely on to help you with that?
Yeah, the main thing I did was I used the crowd. I stayed super calm and then run out the tunnel. I used the crowd for the momentum. So I was super focused, super locked in to my assignments. And everyone knows their assignments by now. They practice it all week. There's no if, and, or buts. What the first 10 plays are. The offense already knows them. Dylan already knows them. So now is the time to execute. Now is the time to have the fans be engaged. These wonderful fans out here, man. Get them engaged. Get them engaged from the get go.
Early and often.
Yeah, get them. Smack them in the mouth
early.
Stricky, Colorado back in your day, that would have been Chauncey, right?
Chauncey Billups. He was young. He was a freshman when we saw them.
Did you hate basketball as much as football hated him?
Yeah. And again, you know me. This is just the basketball version of what I believe football is. As Chancellor talked about, the battle is really in the mind and yourself. But the assignment is I've got to beat him. And whether it's on the defensive line, I don't need to beat him to make a play. I just need to beat him to where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
That's the assignment part of it, right? And so in basketball, one of the things that I used to love about it is I wanted the challenge.
Yeah.
And it's not that I felt that I had to do it all myself or to be by myself. Obviously, we're a team. It's a collective. But I got to beat who I'm supposed to beat. I can't let myself get beat, whether it's on a secondary player, a linebacker, whatever it is. Make the play, make the tackle, challenge yourself that I must beat this guy right across from me.
Now that Stricky couldn't fill it up, we have the offensive player here, former Husker tight end Chancellor Brewington here to my right, your left on stream. Chancellor, the one most important player for the Husker offense today is who?
Yeah, so I mean it's pretty simple. I mean it's Dylan Raiola. But I'll say who needs to have a big game so Dylan can. I think the running game. I think there needs to a back. I think a back needs to break for 100.
I agree.
I'll be honest with you.
I agree.
I think Dante Dowdale needs to break for 100.
Yeah.
I think
Period.
or Emmett Johnson, because what this does, I know everyone talks about we want to see the big plays downfield. Well, it starts with the run game. If we can run, 5 yards a pop, oh man,
it's gonna open up.
Every offensive play, the OC Satterfield can get up there and call anything on the call sheet because he can be really aggressive on first down, be really aggressive on second down. Why? Because if it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4, they know they're going to get it, right? So it opens up everything. So I would say starting with Dylan Raiola executing at least 85 to 90% clip, just execution, right? And then next thing I would say is I need a running back to go for 100.
Yeah, I agree.
How important is a guy like Ben Scott with a freshman quarterback in an environment like this, making sure there are no miscommunications?
Yeah, so first thing that comes to mind is you actually have 2 centers on that line. You have Justin Evans, who was a former center, and Ben Scott, right? So having that, I mean, just communication-wise, setting the tone up front. I think Colorado's D-line is better than Colorado's O-line. So I think they have this. If there was any advantage, I would say Colorado's D-line has the advantage. So, I mean, what I saw against UTEP, I saw a really polished O-line by Nebraska. If they can keep it going and sustain that, I mean, now you're carving out an identity for this offensive line, right? And that's when it becomes scary.
That's a fact.
Stricky, let's flip sides of the ball. We know you like to lock people up, lock people down, lay the wood, bring the boom, all that good stuff. The most important player for Nebraska's defense today is who?
I'm going to say the D-line. I'm going to say that, and the reason being is if the D-line stays true to form in the run game and you make them one-dimensional, it's going to be so much better with your team. If your D-line can win their battles and they can rush 4 and still get there or get pressures and maybe throw 5 in every now and then, but they have the majority of their DBs out, and then every now and then you throw something at them hard to get them off balance. But I still believe up front, if you can keep them from two yards a carry, not letting them get up into that 4 range, I think you make them one-dimensional and you'll be fine.
I got a stat for you guys.
Yeah.
Tony White didn't send one blitz last Saturday.
Not a one.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah.
Not one. So imagine how many blitzes we're going to see today.
Yeah.
I would throw
because they didn't see nothing on film.
Exactly.
No.
What are you going to prepare for?
Yeah.
All of last year's? No, they're going to come out with something completely different. I'm confident in that.
All right, we got just a couple minutes left here from the Kindler Hotel. Once again, this segment brought to you by Raising Cane's. Order like a champ with the Raising Cane's mobile app or online at raisingcanes.com. Game days are better with Cane's. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. We'll work around from my left to my right here. Stricky, we got your score prediction from On the Block yesterday. Has that changed, or are you rock solid with it?
I'm still rock solid. 34-24, my boy.
There we go. Chancellor, what about you?
38-24, Nebraska.
There we go. I did not cheat off Strick's homework like he said yesterday. 33-24 Skurs is what I got. Stricky's skeptical. Stricky's calling cat. He said. That's all good. Gentlemen, it's been fun. Let's enjoy the game.
Yes.
Go Big Red. We'll send it back to the studio. We are done here at the Kindler. Appreciate them for their hospitality, letting us get set up here on their patio. More of the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show comes your way live from 1040 O Street after this break.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Krekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Ready to hit the road in style? Liberty First Credit Union is revving up your ride with unbeatable auto loan specials. Cruise away with rates as low as 4.79% APR for 48 months on a 2020 or newer vehicle. Need a longer term? No worries. They've got you covered with 4.89 APR for 60 months and 4.99 APR for 72 months. Hurry, these rates are cruising fast, so don't get left in the dust. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Credit factors apply. Rates, terms, and conditions subject to change.
There's a little kitchen ambition in everyone, and the experts at Schaefer's and Frigidaire make it easy to turn that ambition into fruition. I'm Amber Pankinen, and I'm always looking for ways to cook, clean, and keep my kitchen in order. Frigidaire has a solution for everyone, from the budget-minded to the chef-inspired. The experts at Schaefer's can help you find the right fit with the features you need. Maybe it's induction, air fry, or sous vide. Frigidaire has it all, and Schaefer's has the answers. Stop in and explore Frigidaire with our experts at Schaefer's today.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Mindel Footwear is your solution against sore feet, blisters, and poor footing. Don't just take our word for it. Take it from Sip, who said he's never had a pair of boots more comfortable. You won't find Mindel Footwear in any store sold exclusively at MindelUSA.com right out of Sidney, Nebraska. They're so confident you will enjoy the comfort their boots offer. If they don't work out for you, they'll cover the shipping to return them. Use code THETICKET for free shipping because your feet deserve a treat too. Mindel boots, just try them on.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Perch Merch.
All right, welcome back in to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. This segment is sponsored by Perch Merch. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in and around Lincoln. Screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, and more. Go to perchmerch.com. All right, for this segment, it's just me going solo. We got two more left before we're already at kickoff. Nebraska versus Colorado. On the other ones, I'll probably have Austin, Orman, Chance Brewington, the likes of those guys join me. But for this one, we're going to open up to you guys. 402-464-5685. You can also comment Facebook, YouTube, Twitter X, Allo Channel 961. So walking into this game, at first, I want to hear your score predictions. You can shoot those in on the text line. We'll get kind of a census. Does Nebraska cover the spread? And then keys to victory. Walking into this game, you can just see it in Lincoln, as we had people walking past 1040 O Street all day long, and it started early. I mean, I'm talking about before noon early. I've already seen just a ton of red and white walking around Lincoln, and a few Colorado Buffalo fans as well. But this game clearly has a lot on it. The amount of hype building up around this game, it's hard to rank where this sits. You know, growing up, born in 99, you can take a wild guess, 25 years old, haven't seen this much excitement for a game, maybe outside of 09 Texas, Nebraska. You could throw in the Oregon game as well, but this game has a lot on the line. And I think it is important that I don't want to root for Colorado, but it's a good thing they did manage to hold on and beat NDSU.
because it means more that both these teams are 1-0. Now, the storylines are going to be Coach Rule versus Coach Prime. You're going to see Raiola versus Shador. Who's the better quarterback? If you're in Nebraska, you tune all that stuff out. You do exactly what you did in practice, and you should be able to pull away with this game. You should be able to run the ball in this team. The only thing you don't want to get caught up in is a track race. Don't play the game that Colorado wants you to play. If you're Dylan Raiola, you don't have to match what Shador does because you have a better run game that you don't need to force things through the air. And Austin brought this up in a previous segment. I couldn't agree more. Time of possession doesn't mean squat if you don't score. So that's another key to the game. You have to execute when you get your opportunities. We saw that last year. Nebraska's red zone woes were awful. I mean, we were lucky to get 3. And that's, I just mean that simply fact that we just turn it over a lot on top of not being able to punch it in and get 7. We do got someone chiming in here, 44-17. Nebraska chews up some Buffaloes. I like it. Yeah, if we see anything of the likes of that, I will be more than pleased. But more importantly, just get a win. Let's get a couple from the text line as well. Anthony, clock management and composure. He's got 37-31 going for Skurs. And as I'm speaking here, looks like we got a former Husker himself, the former tight end, Chancellor Brewington, joining me. Lions, let's see. John and Cortland, not sure where we're going with that one, but feel free to chime in, give me your score prediction. But Brewington, as I bring you in here, I'm asking the fan base, give me your score predictions. Obviously, we got a lot of Nebraska fans by showing through. We're picking them some pretty high. 44-17 was the last one. But give me your thoughts just overall heading into this game. I heard a little bit of it on your last segment.
Yeah.
What does Nebraska need to do just to stay level-headed?
Yeah, I think it starts. This is going to be how the defense is going to predict this game, Nebraska's defense. And I think particularly the D-line, because you think about the star power at skill position for Colorado, the one way to combat that, right, is to pressure Shador, make him not be able to get to his reads, make him not be able to get comfortable in the pocket and get outside the pocket and make plays. Because as I'm watching the film breaking it down, I'm like, Shador is best when he's outside the pocket, making things happen. When you, I said on my channel, allowing the offensive guys to play backyard ball, right? That's what they wanted. They wanted to turn into a track meet. The way you don't let it turn to a track meet, right, is get home early, right? Get home on obvious pass downs, right? And get off the field on third down. That is pretty simple, right? And for the offense, of course, I think it starts up front with the O-line, and I think it ends with Dylan. I think it starts with the O-line, ends with Dylan, and I think one of the running backs has to go for 100.
I think so, right? I think so, too. We got to have a running back. If we don't, assert the run game and we're trying to match Colorado in the passing game, that doesn't spell well for Nebraska.
It won't work. And I think we're going to see Harrison, we're going to see what type of offense this is. We're going to see if last week was a fluke or if we're going to be, a 60-40 pass team, meaning 60 pass, 40 run. If that's our identity, let's roll with it. Let's move forward, right? But we're going to see some pieces where I think Banks is going to have a big game. I think Dante Dowdale, him or Emmett Johnson is going to run for over 100. And I think Bonner is going to be my sleeper today.
I like that.
That's my sleeper pick.
He was nice in that UTEP game.
Come on,
and
now.
I know he wasn't a big discussion piece, but you know what I like about Bonner the most?
Tell me.
We call an outside run.
Woo!
He's got it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a strong. I mean, we've seen it, right? Like, look at everywhere he's played prior.
Yeah.
It makes sense that guy knows how to block. So I think, again, with this Colorado team, you're looking at a team now. Again, they struggle to stop the run. You're only looking at 1 week's worth of tape, and then last year. But I think this is a game where you can definitely dominate there. On outside runs, inside runs, you got to make those guys feel your presence early on. And we got a few more here, some score predictions, because I'm tossing this one up to the fans. We've got 2 more left here. So we got another one. This one's Jeff O'Connor. If it's close, he's got Colorado breaking our hearts, 30-27. He said if it's not close, he's going 38-17. Skurs, few more from the starter Heyman text line. Pork Chop, 35-17. He's got the Huskers. I like this text because I couldn't agree more. I don't care what the score is. Just win, baby.
Yeah.
I think we all feel good about that.
I feel good. I feel good with that.
And Greg from Lincoln, not one running back. How about 175 rushing yards total? I like that. What is a good overall number? Just throughout the entire rushing or the running back room, you can throw Dylan Rail on the as
so
well.
Coach Mikey Daniels on the locker room, we were talking, and he said the running backs go, they want to hit 220. They want to hit 220 today. And, Mike was like, I need 220. They want it. They want even more, right? So The running backs are locked in. I mean, this is not a game where guys are gonna go in there and take things lightly. I mean, this is a downhill. I mean, there was a quote, I won't say it, but there was a quote that Coach Rule told one of his players. I said, oh my gosh, like these running backs are gonna run different today. And they should be finishing plays. The one thing I see is you got Shiloh Sanders as we call it like an alley runner here. He's a free hitter of the defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be running these alleys, running sideline to sideline, east to west, right? And there's gonna be times where Dante Dale, Emmett Johnson, Ramir Johnson, and even Gabe Irvin are gonna be one-on-one with Shiloh Sanders. And and I hope it happens first play of the game, right? I want to see what type of game it's gonna be. We're gonna see. Oh, the first drive gonna tell me everything here. I'm juiced up right now, Harrison.
I think everybody is.
The first drive gonna tell me everything we need to know about this game. I want to see backside of the run, people flying on the ground, people flying around, people trying to knock each other out on both sides. I expect it. So rivalry games, you don't need more extra juice. The fans add it, but the rivalry take it to another level where it don't really matter. It don't really matter about anything else but winning and executing.
I'm right there with you. I think this is a game where, I mean, how do you keep the excitement in check? That's the one thing I worry about, especially, maybe some of the younger guys. Now, I will say Dylan Raiola, I don't think he's going to succumb to that pressure. I think he's going to play himself, but you hear Matt Rule stress this all the time. And Jonathan on Facebook, I see that comment. Don't worry. I'm going to sneak that in at the very end there. Very breaking news on one of these college football games today. But
did Notre Dame lose?
All right, since you teased it, 16-14, Northern Illinois beats number 5 Notre Dame. There's some magic in the air today in college football.
Yeah.
Let's hope the favorite doesn't flip on us here, because everybody but Des Howard today on their show picked Nebraska to win it.
What's up with that? Why does he hate Nebraska? I've been seeing it on Twitter. What's up with Des Howard? He don't like him? He don't like us?
I mean, if you were gonna say he's biased, you'd have some ammo with you.
Okay,
I'll say that much. Like he's just never really favored Nebraska on too much of anything.
Oh,
it could be curling. He's going to figure out.
Where'd he go to college? Iowa or something?
No, not Iowa. Did he? Des Howard. You guys can chime in if you got it. But yeah. So that one's from Jonathan Jensen. Shouts out. Northern Illinois does beat Notre Dame. But yeah, there's a lot on the line. How did you stay focused? Right, you're in the tunnel. The noise is. I mean, you can hear it before you're even out there on the field. How do you not let the adrenaline take over your execution?
Yeah, so I was a big meditator. Like I would get in my zone, meditate before the game. And I would just visualize plays, visualize calls in my head, visualize anything like of uncertainty. And by the time I'm walking through the tunnel, I mean, I'm as calm as can be, Harrison. I would get myself up and then just keep it there, and then I'll really calm down, right? Just to know like I'm ready to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would really make sure like my heart rate's down, try to keep it as low as possible, because once you come out the tunnel and the smoke and the fans, you hit the horseshoe, you slap the horseshoe with your hand, and the day-by-day prayer. After the day-by-day prayer, I mean, my gosh, it just starts flowing, and then you hear the music, the whatever it is, and then the smoke, and then the fans. And then you run out to 90,000 and you can't feel your feet, hands, and you feel like you're floating, right? So I used to tell guys, try to stay as low as possible, because you can use the you can use the arena to get you to the level of play. Because my first game at Memorial, bro, I'm trying to geek out before the game, get hype. And then the fans hit in and Memorial hit in, and I'm like too energized. So the one piece of advice and suggestion I would give to the younger guys who probably hasn't played in this big of an atmosphere, I would just say, try to stay mellow, stay calm, know your plays, know everything before, and let yourself settle in. And once the first play comes, go hit someone and it will all go away.
Yeah, and I think to me that's the most important thing for this Nebraska team, because I think on paper you win in most categories, right? We've done this before. Shout out Chancey Bennington. You got the locker room during the day, and you got what's bring Chancey Bennington during night. We've gone through a position. That's maybe the one group where it's a tough one, but you're probably going to go Shador based off experience. Offensive line, you go Nebraska.
Yeah.
Defensive line, you're going to go Nebraska.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, even if you pick Colorado, it's not like there's this massive gap there.
Yeah.
Tight ends, you're going to go Nebraska.
Yeah.
You go through all these rooms, and you kind of like Nebraska's players over Colorado's. And a few more. Shout out people shouting out Des Howard, Michigan, for anybody that was curious.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
okay.
Makes sense.
Makes
right?
sense.
And I'm sure he's happy with today's results. So, but yeah, as I was saying, like sidetracked over here. You go through these position groups, and even if you want to throw coaching, I'm going Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
You want to throw in special teams. I like what I saw out at IGC.
Yeah.
I think that one's maybe a little bit of a coin flip. We haven't seen much out of Tristan Alvano. Luckily, he didn't have to attempt any field goals last game. But this is one where if you're in Nebraska, I think if you just play the sound football that you're doing in practice, you don't let the hype overbear you. You don't catch yourself in a shootout trying to match Colorado, even if Colorado goes up 7-0. I don't want to see Nebraska panic and start throwing up shots, trying to catch up right away. Like, it's fine. Mix it up, run the ball, trust Dylan Raiola to make his reads and take the shots when it's there. But how much, do you think this balance is going to be between running and passing? Like, because Austin made a good point about time of possession. It doesn't matter if you don't capitalize. So how do you expect Nebraska to kind of roll out early on before the score is kind of either a 0 even or a 1-score game? What do you think Nebraska is going to try to do?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the main thing is you want to get Dylan going early because you don't want the first 2 plays to be runs, and then all of a sudden he has to throw in a big
3rd and 10, 3rd and 12,
right? So I would get the game going probably with some type of quick hits, quick something, right? Just to get his arm flowing, get the nerves out, get the first whatever. I don't care if he chucks it 50 yards to the sideline. Just get him a first throw, right? So he gets his feet wet. But I think it's going to have to be some type of run heavy game in some type of aspect, whether it's when after a 3 and out by Colorado. But at some point, we saw North Dakota State do a really good job of it. Time of possession, right? We have to win that battle, and I believe we will. I don't see really, even if let's say something happens and we lose the game, right? Which I don't see happening in any outcome, right? I think they still win the time possession, right? I think last year we almost still won it, right? With all them fumbles and stuff, right? You just can't let this turn into a track meet. You cannot let this turn into a track meet. You cannot try to go throw for throw with Shedeur. You can't let that offense get throw for throw, right? But yeah, no, I think you have to establish a run game. It'll be curious to see. I think we're going to see one back take over this game, and it's going to be clear. I don't know who it is. Could be Gabe Irvin. I don't know who it is, but I think one back is going to say, and any back could say this, right? But they're going to say, I'm taking this mantle. I'm saying this is the running back room is mine, and I'm going to take it over. And I need to run for, 100 yards, or I need, whether it's 12 carries or 8 carries, I'm going to make the most of these carries. I want to see someone pop for 40 yards, 50 yards, because this defense has gaping holes.
Mm-hmm. I'm right there with you. And you saw with the linebacker was really struggling to fill those gaps as well. So we're going to throw to another break here. And like I said, we'll have 2 more of these pregame segments left as we're getting closer to kickoff. You guys can continue to join in. So don't go anywhere. The A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Again, this segment was sponsored by Perch Merch. Appreciate them as always. So 2 more segments. We're going to keep it rolling here. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Mindel Footwear is your solution against sore feet, blisters, and poor footing. Don't just take our word for it. Take it from Sip, who said he's never had a pair of boots more comfortable. You won't find Mindel Footwear in any store sold exclusively at MindelUSA.com right out of Sidney, Nebraska. They're so confident you will enjoy the comfort their boots offer. If they don't work out for you, they'll cover the shipping to return them. Use code THETICKET for free shipping because your feet deserve a treat too. Mindel boots, just try them on.
The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico!
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
This is Shane Podliska, mortgage lender at Lincoln Federal Savings Bank. I'm here to help you achieve your goal, the American dream of home ownership. Whether you're buying your first home or looking to refinance, I've got the experience and know-how to make it happen. So let's tackle this together. Call me, Shane Podliska, and let's get you into the end zone of home ownership. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Big Red.
Personal banking like you remember.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Select Plumbing.
All right, welcome back into the A1 Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. We got 2 more left, and then it is kickoff versus Colorado. This segment sponsored by Select Plumbing. Now servicing Seward and Milford, in addition to Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area. For any plumbing issues, call Select Plumbing at 402-542-5319. All right, Burlington, let's talk about this one. It's only fair we talk about the black shirts. Last year, the numbers, 2 numbers that are important: 8 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. Now, devil's advocate a little bit. They were out there a lot based on just some sloppy turnovers on Nebraska's side. But, I mean, I can't imagine. It's hard to find a game where the defense picks up 8 sacks and loses. Even how bad that offense is, that's incredible. The defense was that efficient. What are you expecting out of the black shirts today? In particular, you don't have to give numbers, but that front 7, and then can our corners and safeties stay with the wide receivers of Colorado?
I believe that it starts and ends with the black shirts. I think it's going to start. They're going to have to set the tone early, and it's going to be, Shador going to have an opportunity at the end to get this game close or win this game. That's why I believe, because I'm like around the 10-point margin, 13-point margin. So I believe that there's going to be a time where, probably 6 minutes, 7 minutes left in the game where Shador, it's going to be, probably a 7-point game, and Shador will have an opportunity to tie it or get it close within 3. So I think it starts with them and ends with them. Where it starts is the D-line. D-line is going to set the tone of this game. I'm telling you, if I put out a tweet, I said, fill in the blank. If blank has a good game, Nebraska wins. If the D-line has a good game, Nebraska wins. I promise you that. Why? Because we talked about the DBs. We got Tommy Hill, Marquise Buford, Malcolm Harzog,
Tommy Hill's out there.
Tommy Hill.
Buford.
Yeah, all these guys, right? To let them play free and allow them to maybe get some tip balls from Shador. Allow him to allow the DBs to get some hurried passes that maybe aren't well strategically planned out and well thought out throws. Right. That's how you get it going. Pressures. We saw that Tony White didn't send one blitz last week.
I like that. He didn't show a single card. And you mentioned that as well. Like the coverage, even on the outside, it was very soft.
Very soft. So I expect to see something completely different. I'm talking about not same as last year. I expect this defense to come out in something we have not seen. I'm not saying go away from the 3-5. I think the defense, these new nuances inside the defense, that this defense are going to send pressure from places we never seen, have different packages that we never seen, put new players in new positions. I think this is the game where you throw all your cards on the table. You say, this is who we are as a defense. And Iowa State beats Iowa. Oh my gosh. Let's throw a party. Let's throw a party.
Let's go.
Put it in the chat.
Iowa takes a loss.
Let's
Nebraska
go.
Can get a win.
Let's
That's
go.
a good day.
Oh man, we're winning by 30. We're winning by 30.
Is that what that means?
No, that's what that means. We're winning by 30. Strike up the band, boys. Strike up the band. Strike up the band.
You can tell it's different today.
Man,
You're in Lincoln, Nebraska. There's some high energy.
And this is no liquor too.
Yeah, no,
we don't even need liquor.
I've been drinking on straight H2O, and I'm just pumped. I couldn't feel better.
They might have spiked my. I had a Powerade. They might have spiked it. I don't know.
Spiked it with Kool-Aid.
Hey, come on with that roulette.
Well, this is what makes this exciting. As we got 3 more minutes here before we wrap up. There's so many years, me included. We are starving to believe in this Husker team.
My brother's starving.
Oh, starving. The rib cage is showing.
Yeah.
That's been showing for years. And we would. I don't want to say make things up, but we would really build up what is good and ignore a lot of the bad to try to give these small windows of a chance how Nebraska can pull it off. This year, there's some valid reasons why you can say Nebraska's on the upswing. You finally found a quarterback. The defense, we saw it last year. The running back room looks deep. The offensive line's veteran. Now, UTEP, you don't want to overreact, but they held their own, and Dylan Raiola could have made a sandwich back there at times. Like the pocket
could have called in a pizza.
It really could have. And all of this with same thing on Satterfield's side, very stock, nothing flashy, hardly any motions. I mean, I didn't notice like anything going on in the backfield. So this is a game where you really have all your cards left. There's real reasons to be excited. again, it just to me comes down to execution. How many sacks do you think Nebraska gets this game?
Yeah, I think it's 5 to 6, 5 to 7. I think it's 5 to 7. I don't know, dog. They might go crazy. I'm higher on Colorado's D line than most people. I think they have a solid D line.
If you look at the tape, they did better than people realized.
Exactly.
Getting to the backfield because they knew NDS. Now again, easy to scout. You know NDSU is going to want to run the ball, but they were still effective at getting into the backfield.
Exactly. And my counter of that is I think Colorado's O-line is worse than people think. I think they're really bad, right? I think they're really, really bad, right?
Based off the tape?
Based off the tape. Strictly off tape, not off hype, right? Strictly off tape. I think they're really, really bad. I think the center, Nash, is gonna kill. No. Let me rephrase this. Nash is gonna demolish this center today. And Ty with the interior line is their weakest points. They have decent tackles.
Mm-hmm.
The right guard especially. I think he's gonna get exploited today. Yeah. So
last year they didn't even have to deal with Ty.
Exactly.
And they got 8 sacks.
Exactly.
So put that now. Jamari Butler had a monster game.
Yeah.
But like you said, I expect one of these players to have a monster game. If not, it's going to be a collective effort. Now, all this being said, it doesn't matter if you choose to be in a shootout. Now, I do think I like the coaching from Nebraska. I don't think they're going to fall for any tricks. I think the defense is going to stay humble under Tony White. But like I said, we're going to have one more break here, and then we'll have one more sponsor segment. But this segment was sponsored by Select Plumbing. Again, shout out to those guys because these shows, we won't be able to do them if we didn't have these sponsors helping us out. So again, shout out to Select Plumbing. And if you need Select Plumbing services, call them at 402-542-5319. Don't go anywhere. One more pregame segment up next. It'll be me and Chancellor Brewington wrap things up right here on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Ready to hit the road in style? Liberty First Credit Union is revving up your ride with unbeatable auto loan specials. Cruise away with rates as low as 4.79% APR for 48 months on a 2020 or newer vehicle. Need a longer term? No worries. They've got you covered with 4.89 APR for 60 months and 4.99 APR for 72 months. Hurry, these rates are cruising fast, so don't get left in the dust. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Credit factors apply. Rates, terms, and conditions subject to change.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mullen Motors.
Welcome back in. Final segment of the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. And don't worry, once the game ends, we will have the postgame show immediately as soon as the clock hits zero with Nick Sainer and Jay Foreman. This segment sponsored by Mullen Motors. Get to Husker Road games and youth sporting events safely this fall in a new ride from Mullen Motors just north of 48th and Layton in Lincoln. All right, Chancellor, to wrap this thing up, we've got about 20 seconds here. Give me your prediction.
So I was 38-21 before I went to bed, and I woke up and I felt a field goal in my sleep. I felt a field goal. I said, "Ooh, what was that? What was that?" And I said, "Oh, 38-24.
They got one.
They got field goal.
They got field goal.
Late game field goal.
I can live with that. I'm gonna go not too far off. 38-21.
Strike up the band.
It's that time. Go be loud. Go root for the Huskers. Kickoff starting in just about 8 minutes here. Colorado versus Nebraska. This has been the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. We'll see you at postgame.
the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to